Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's ICBA's Daily News for today, May 22nd, 2024. I'm Jordan Bateman, Vice President of Communications for the Independent Contractors and Businesses Association, the mighty ICBA. All right, I'm here today with some updates on three things. First, another NDP, and another province, but this will have echoes in BC. Another NDP stripping workers' rights, a tale of two housing markets, and some slow rebuilding efforts in Lytton. Also a bonus on the forestry industry. Okay, as always, for links to sources here on Facebook, you got to go to ICBAindependent.ca because Trudeau picked a stupid fight with Meta, and now Canadians can't post news links, which is stupid, and we can't wait for Pierre Poilievre to get elected and reverse that dumb policy. Anyways, ICBAindependent.ca for the links to the stories I've referenced here today. Okay, first, the secret ballot process should be kept. So in an op-ed in the Winnipeg Free Press, Merit Manitoba's Yvette Milner argues that maintaining the secret ballot process and unionization votes is crucial for protecting workers' rights. Spoiler alert, she's right. Yvette runs Merit Manitoba. That's like the ICBA of Manitoba. We work together on things with Merit Canada, and she is bang on in this particular op-ed. So the Manitoba NDP, led by a new Premier Wab Kinew, they're following the BC NDP's lead on this, putting their union ideology and bias ahead of the democratic right of workers. Listen, the secret ballot is foundational to democratic rights. Like, think about the things you use the secret ballot for. Not just electing premiers or MPs or MLAs or mayors or school trustees. You use it for things like Canadian Idol. Survivor is a secret ballot. Like, everything is a secret ballot for a reason, because it removes any kind of influence, bullying, intimidation from it, and allows people to cast their ballot. That's why the secret ballot has been a cornerstone of democracy since ancient Greece. Anyways, not in NDP land. They hate the secret ballot when it comes to union votes because they want to make sure that they have as much advantage as possible in unionizing workplaces. Yvette's piece emphasizes that the secret ballot ensures privacy and reduces the potential for coercion, thus fostering a fair and democratic workplace environment, thus allowing both sides, whether you're pro-union or anti-union in a particular vote, both sides can be confident that the outcome was fair. Can't do that when it's just a card check open to all sorts of abuse. All right, number two, the housing market paradox. And this is really two stories, one from the Vancouver Sun and one from Construct Connect Canada. And it really highlights an intriguing paradox in the housing market. So despite appearances of a home building boom in British Columbia, and I know it's easy when you go to our urban centers, you see cranes everywhere. You think there's a boom going on. The reality is far more nuanced. Factors such as a record number of housing starts in Alberta contrast sharply with the weakness of BC's market. Basically, what these two stories tell us is that Alberta is hitting new highs, while BC lags behind because of all the red tape, all the regulatory hurdles, and high interest rates slowing pre-sales. One estimate in this news article said only 5,000 condos have been pre-sold. That's not enough to get a bunch of these new projects off the ground and built. So big problems in the housing sector because government just continues to pile on taxes, red tape, and the Bank of Canada continues to keep high interest rates, which were brought in to combat Trudeau's printing of money, wild inflationary programs, and all of his wild spending. Anyways, bottom line here, housing starts, they're down 30% in Vancouver this year at a time where we need more houses than ever. Third story, rebuilding Lytton. Okay, the Fraser Valley Current, which is a great news outlet out my way, they report on the ongoing efforts to rebuild Lytton after the devastating fire there 3 years ago. The BC NDP government, which once upon a time, John Horgan flew over Lytton in a helicopter, promised Lytton would be rebuilt better than ever as soon as possible. Well, his NDP government, and now David Eby's, has totally, completely, and irrevocably blundered, mismanaged this file. It's taken 3 years. There's nothing. I think there's 8 permits they've issued in 3 years. They made this promise, and yet they refuse to apologize for the years of added stress and loss for Lytton residents that their red tape has caused. Minister Bowen Ma apparently thought about firing this Lytton City Council around the last election cycle, but she never thought about apologizing and outright refused the reporter when he asked twice if she would apologize to the residents or the displaced residents of Lytton. Yeesh. Do better, Minister, and get that town rebuilt and apologize to these poor people for 3 years of added anguish, added pain, and added financial distress. All right, and then a bonus one. So the forestry industry has been dealt blow after blow by the NDP government's mismanagement and anti-logging activist bent. We saw another sawmill closure last week. The company put the finger right on the NDP government policies. Now, though, these forest communities and companies and workers, they're working together to try to get the NDP to hear and understand their concern. Forestry towns are in trouble in British Columbia, and this is a pivotal industry for our province and our country. So I encourage everyone to go to forestryworksforbc.ca. That's forestryworksforbc.ca. It's a brand new website that the forest communities have launched to push the NDP government to get out of their activist bent, get out of their ideology, and actually listen to the concerns of forestry experts and forestry communities, and make sure that we don't lose this vital industry and don't lose these vital towns. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.